Triple M rocks Saturday Arvo footy. Triple M rocks the footy. For Harvey Norman Home Appliances.
Time right now, though, it's always grateful when the coaches of State of Origin give up their time to have a chat. And the great man, Kevin Walters, of course, is in Queensland with his Maroons, joins us right now. Kevy, g'day.
Good afternoon, gents and ladies. Of course, Aaron, how are you? Everything good?
Very well, thank you.
It's going swimmingly here. More importantly, I'm going to go straight, Kevy, to the hard-hitting question. Cooper Cronk, how is he?
Hey, Cooper, stop doing run-throughs, mate. No, he's done great, to be honest, mate.
Yeah?
That was Alfie, not Cooper, running past me. So, yeah, look, he's not in all that great a shape. We're going to give him every chance to get himself, fit and back and running. So it'll just be a time thing now, with how much he can progress his ankle to be able to play.
Has he had a scan?
He had a scan last night, yeah, and the results of that were very promising. So it's just got a lot of swelling around the ankle, as you could imagine. It was a simple little thing that happened. We're just doing a little drill, and he stood on Michael Morgan's foot, which then he overbalanced, and it swelled up like a balloon pretty quickly. But so, I guess the big challenge now for our medical staff and for Cooper is to get the swelling out, because once we do that, we'll know probably more about the ankle itself.
It wasn't deliberate on Michael Morgan's part, given he's likely the man who will go onto the starting side.
No, I've seen blokes do some crazy things, but that's taken it a bit far, I think.
Hey, Kevin, Sorry, Kevin.
Sorry, we had Josh Maguire last week against the Cowboys trying to take our captain out. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, I enjoyed that play. Hey, Kevin, you didn't have a contingency plan yesterday, but obviously you've had some time overnight to think about what will happen, and we spoke about Morgan probably coming to the side, but what will happen to the bench if that's the case? Would it be Cherry Evans stay on, or would you bring in a forward?
Oh, well, we got a couple of options there, Ryan. We got Cherry Evans was here, or is still here now, but he'll be heading back this afternoon, I think, for preparations for Manly. We've got him that we can call on. We've also got Jake Williman has come over as well. He's been part of the group as well as an 80th man. I'm not too sure yet. I'll speak to the selectors and a couple of other guys around the team. I believe it's going to be a wet track on Wednesday night. That's what my phone
No, it's clear and dry down here at the moment, Kevin.
No sign of rain. No sign of rain.
I never trusted New South Wales.
I'm sure the sun will come out for your New South Wales coaching clinic that you guys usually come down and put on. Have you staged that for this year? No, look, we'll make a decision on who comes in. If Cooper is out, we're going to give him every chance possible, even up to Wednesday morning. And Cooper's an honest enough guy. He'll make the right decision. He doesn't want to run out there if he's not fit and embarrass himself to some degree. We've seen that so many times where players, carry these injuries into games, and it just doesn't work for them. So he'll be smart enough around that. And I think we'll just have to wait and see as with the weather. I think, and particularly with New South Wales team, what they've selected, they've made their intentions pretty clear with their bench on what they're going to try and do. So we probably need to be aware of that as well.
Kevy, you've made it really clear that culture is a really big thing for you, just having good blokes as part of your camp. Tell us about the current crop you've got at the moment. I spent some time in camp a couple of days ago about a story that we'll talk about the state of mind with 3 of your players who are just so impressive and just really decent men.
Yeah. Oh, look, I mean, Mel Meninga has set all of that up, I've got to say. And I guess who really creates the culture is the players themselves, and led by Cameron Smith, who's breaking the record. I've never seen a group of guys that just come together and just go wham. I mean, they don't get bored with each other's company. They're always spending time together. We've got a team room here that, they just sit in there for hours and just talking and watching the footy or whatever. So I think those guys are really, it means a lot to them to come in here and play together. And I guess the results have been evident over the past 5 or 6 years of that camaraderie.
Kevy, it's Del, mate. How you going?
Hey, go there, Del. You all right, brother?
Good, buddy. Good, mate. Mate, let me ask you about the 2 rookies. We all know what it's like to be a rookie. Obviously, your rookie opportunity as a coach, you talk about the fear of failure. Mate, with guys like Juzzy O'Neill, I've watched him come through the system, and he's an impressive player. And Corey Oates, he's an absolute beast on the wing. For you, have you sort of a bit of an extra attention to those guys, or do you put certain people around those guys to help them, or you just let them do their thing?
Yeah, no, we just let them do their thing, Del. You know yourself, preparing for your first Origin. If they want to reach out and get some help from someone, they've got too many guys here that they can call on. Greg Inglis will be alongside Corey Oates in his debut. I couldn't think of a better person to have on my inside if you're making your Origin debut. And on the other side, Cooper Cronk hopefully will be inside Justin O'Neill, and beside him we'll have Matt Gillette. So lots of good experience, and Darius at the back. So we've got some great experience around those players in game time, and they're just enjoying themselves. You know what it's like your first week in camp. It's all a bit surreal. You can't sort of believe that this is actually happening for you. And, from what I've seen from the boys, they're nice and relaxed, which is how we want them to be. And we'll need both of them because they'll come under enormous pressure. I'd imagine that New South Wales will target both of them, particularly Corey Oates on the wing with kicks from Reynolds and the like. And he's been working hard in that area to get things right. So hopefully, on the night, they'll both stand up for Queensland and make everyone proud. I just want to share with you a story. We had Wendell up for our opening naming of the team the other night. He entertained all of our people. It was great what Wendell did. They said, Wendell, you're a big Queensland fan. He said, actually, Queensland are a big fan of mine. I've been entertaining them for years.
Kevy.
I loved it, Del.
Kevy, that's true. Yes, that's true.
Kevy, you've been in and around that maroon jumper for so long now as a player, involved with the coaching staff, and as Mal's gone through this amazing reign. How are you enjoying the process of your first season with the clipboard in hand?
Yeah, well, it was. Once I got through the first 2 nights with Cyclone Langer coming through the camp.
Oh, mate.
Trees uprooted, roofs taken off, players falling down everywhere. So once we got on top of that, it's been really good. I mean, really exciting. I'm nervous, I won't deny that. Also, the fear of failure is a big thing that's driving me. I mean, no matter what jersey you pull on, you always want to win and just do your best. So that's what I'm trying to do and managing that as best we can. We're sort of midweek now of the campaign for the first campaign, and already I just can't wait for the game, and we've still got to get I think it's 4 more sleeps until kick-off, so I'll have to spend maybe another couple of nights with Alan just to take the nerves and the itch away from me.
Hey Kev, one thing I noticed is you didn't really have a bonding night, and I think the players understand, not that those days are gone, but it's a bit more important now just to sort of stay in-house, just do your thing, and there's plenty of time to go out in the off-season and do whatever, but I think it's become more professional than back in the days when we went into like 10 or 12-day camps.
Well, you never went near a football for 4 days when we went into Camp Bell. It was more just promoting the game with the community more than anything. So, and these guys are thorough professionals. I mean, they enjoy a beer like nobody else, but they understand the importance and what they're representing for this, particularly this game one. We've got a new coach, we've got some new staff members around, so we just thought it was important just to tone things down a little bit and make sure that we're on track for a good performance on Wednesday night.
Kevy, you talk about your nerves and coming into an outfit like you have up there and the experience of the players you just mentioned, like Cameron Smith, who's 30-something Origins, and we know Jonathan Thurston and their calmness. Has that helped you guys and the new staff members to some degree settle your nerves? Yeah,
it certainly has, Gerds. These guys know what's required at this level more than anyone. I mean, Cameron's going to break the record for most Origin games. I think it's 37.
Yep.
So, he knows what it's all about. Jonathan Thurston, we've got 5 or 6 club captains in here who have all played 20-plus Origin games. So, there's a vast amount of experience for everyone, not only the staff, but also those younger players coming in. We've got 4 new staffies as well. So, they're just a godsend, really. But they are getting, I have mentioned this to them, and they won't mind me saying, they're all getting another year older, and that'll be the big question mark over our side is, and it was posed last year about their age and can they stand up to Origin. Well, we're going to find out on Wednesday night. There's no guarantees. I think we know how fast and how quickly the game moves, and, our boys are primed for what will be a real big onslaught from New South Wales. I think the team that they have selected, and I'm not sure if we've spoken about on the show today just yet, but it's a much better team for my liking on paper than what's been picked last year. I think Adam Reynolds is he's got Origin written all over him with his kicking game and his calmness. We saw him kick that goal from the sideline, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, under enormous pressure, and I just think he'll be a guy that will handle, what Origin throws up at them, and Maloney's certainly a much better player, now than what he was a couple of years ago, and that forward pack on the back of what Reynolds can do, I think it's a very strong Blues lineup.
Kev, just lastly, speaking to GI the other night, geez, he looks ready to go. He's like, he's like a racehorse ready to run in the Melbourne Cup, mate. He's copped a bit of a bagging, but the last couple of weeks, he started to do what we know he can do.
Yeah, that's right, Dylan. I watched the test with great enthusiasm, seeing everyone was a bit concerned about him going back into the centres, and I think it's, if anything, sparked him a little bit. I was highly impressed by his performance, in the test match. And how good a battle is that going to be out on, that'll be our left edge and New South Wales' right edge. But with Inglis and Oates up against Ferguson
And Dugan,
and Dugan, that is going to be worth the admission price alone. I mean, such big bodies and big athletes. It's going to be really good if it unfolds. Just hope you Sydney buggers can put the weather on.
Yeah, we'll do our best. Just stay away. Stay away from the seafood marinara in the next couple of days, Kevin. We don't want any food poisoning. We don't want any illnesses. We want you guys down here full strength.
Yeah, exactly. I've just had another look at the weather, Kevy. It's going to be fine all the way through to Wednesday. Top of 24, I think it is on Wednesday. Sunshine.
No wind.
We'll turn it on.
Thanks, Tim Bailey.
Wendell tells me he's the closest thing to God there, so maybe you could have a...
Kevin, I didn't say that, mate. Stop trying to put me on show, mate.
You know what I hate? I hate it that I have to say it to Kevin Walters. When I wish you well, I genuinely mean it. Because
No, you don't mean it.
I do.
He's a good man.
I do.
He's a good man.
Kevy, go well, mate. No, lovely to talk to you. Thanks for your
Kevy.
time.
Good on you, no worries. Thank you.
Mate.
There he is, Queensland coach Kevin Walters. That is a real worry for me.
Yeah.
That he's such a nice bloke. And that
Well, it is.
It is. He's hard not to like, isn't he?
I'll tell you what happened. So we had the
Are you saying you didn't like Mal?
No, I like Mel.
Oh, okay, no,
I
no,
like
just
Mel.
for the
I
record.
like Mel.
No, okay.
But I love Kevin.
Okay, there you go.
We had the naming of the Queensland team up there on Tuesday night, I think it was, Tuesday night. So, there was the 2006 team, the 1996 team, they were sort of, celebrated a little bit, and the 86 team. So anyway, we all sort of finished the function and the boys got on the bus to go back, and Kevin said, look, come back to the hotel, just mingle with the boys a bit. And so we thought, we'll go back there for an hour and a half. And, mate, I sort of wish I hadn't, because within a half an hour, my phone was going a bit flat. And so I asked the bar staff, I said, can I put this behind there? And for an hour and a half, I was looking for my phone. Alan Langer had taken my phone and hid it somewhere, and I was blaming everybody. I got someone to look at the CCTV footage and that. Mate, it was an hour and a half that I didn't really enjoy. But that's Al for you, and I've got to tell you, they love him there. Billy Slater was obviously in camp with the boys, but they're so close, and I think Kevy's right. It's like a club side.
It is all right. There was Kevin Walters ahead of Origin. Still planning to get to talking Origin. We'll go through that. We'll look at the rest of the round of rugby league as well. This is Saturday Triple M NRL. We're doing it for Bryden's Lawyers, protecting your future.